Welcome to video 9. You guys are almost finished the very basics, the stuff that we're learning in section 2. And so I'm glad you've made it this far. I'm glad you've stuck with me. We're going to show you a few things about functions and one more thing about if statements, and then we're actually going to get into writing some real code. Now, I may go back over time and replace some of these videos. I may come back and expand on some of these concepts, but for now, I want to get you into writing actual code as soon as possible. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a save as. I'm going to save as, and I'm going to call this lesson 9, and we're going to call it functions, but we're also going to do a little bit more with these if statements. So I'm going to call it lesson 9 functions.php. Okay, so we have that. Same exact code here. What I want to show you, and I'm going to get this out of the way. I probably should have included this in the last video, but it's okay. So you don't have to just do one thing in an if statement. So let's say if id equals 13, then echo true. Okay. So great, we're going to echo true. That's awesome. So the other thing we could do is we could say if id is less than 5, and then you could put these two vertical bars, and you could say or is id is greater than 10, then it would still be true, because you're saying if one of these two things is true, if it's either less than 5 or greater than 10, then it's true. Now, another thing you can do, and this is going to come up false, you can say and. So if something is less than 5 and also greater than 10, then it would be true, but that's not true in this case. So that's why we didn't get anything echoed out. So you can actually put a whole bunch of these things together, and we'll do some more complicated things in the code, but I wanted to point it out before we get into the course itself that that's something that's possible. So we're going to leave that this way so that we don't have anything messing up our screen. And the last thing we're going to do is functions. And so we're going to be writing a lot of functions as we do our RFID project. And one of the things I like about functions is they help us keep our code neat. Basically what you can do is, let's say you have to do something over and over and over again, and you want to basically make it so where if you change the function in one place, it changes everything in your code. So for instance, I might have something where, let's say I have a function to create a new user. Well, let's say I'm creating users from 5 different places in my code. If I have one function that does that, and I decide that I want to add a new field, like I wanted to start to record what day the person signed up, or maybe even what day of the week the person signed up, or something dumb like that. If I change that in the function, it gets changed everywhere else inside the code. Now we're gonna get into a lot more details of this, but I want to just show you the gist of it. So to make a function, you would type in function, and then you would give it a name. And let's say we are going to say echo this. We're going to call the function echo this. And then what we're going to do here, and I'm going to put just a set of parentheses, and then I'm going to put a set of these braces. Now, I think you've probably picked up on the fact that these things here, and the reason why I still have this turned on, is because this is a set. So whatever you put inside of here, PHP is going to kind of treat this as one thing. And then in here, whatever's between these parentheses, PHP is going to treat that as its own thing. Now, with a function, you don't have to put something here, but you may decide that I want to, what they call, pass something to this function. So we're going to put a variable called text. And then now what I'm going to do is inside the function, I'm going to say, what do I want to do? And so I'm going to say echo, I have been told to echo, and then I'm going to put a space, and then I'm going to put .text, and then just for the heck of it, we'll do it down here. So actually, we'll do it this way. So I'm going to put that inside there, and then I'm going to put the break so it goes onto a new line. So basically what happens is we're going to replace this with our own message. And then it says, I've been told to echo this. All right. And so that's our function. That's a function in the simplest way possible. So now what do I do with that? So if I were to say, echo this hello, what do you think would happen? What would it look like? I've made this function. You can see that it turned blue when I do this. What would happen here when I refresh this page? You ready? You have an idea? I have been told to echo hello. So basically, as a computer, like, I don't have to sit there and retype. So I can do this. I can do like this, and I can put, and then I can put do it that way. And then now I've been told to echo all of these things. And so I didn't have to write out that full sentence because I made a function that basically did that for me. And so what's interesting here is you'll see it's kind of weird to see a variable here because whatever happens here is passed in as a variable. Now I very easily could have done this. Message equals hi mom. Okay, and then in this one, I could actually just put the variable. Now, one of the things that's weird is that this variable name does not have anything to do with this variable name. This is just the fact that you're looking for the first variable and you're going to put it in there. And this, so even though these names aren't the same, when I refresh the page, what did I do? Message. You guys saw that. Why didn't you yell at your computer and tell me not to do that? So message. So I've been told to echo hi mom. And so there's a lot of different ways that you can call stuff and put this into the function. And so I could even do like this. Now this is interesting. Oops, not equals. Let's do plus. I've been told to echo 9. And so you can see that what happens is PHP totaled this and then sent it to this as text and said I've been told to echo 9. So this is a very basic function, and we're going to use functions in a lot of different ways. A lot of times we're going to use functions to echo things out and just things that we're going to want to do repeatedly. But I just want you to be aware of the concept. Again, we're about to start real coding in the next lesson, and so play around with this. Maybe write a function of your own, and maybe you want to write a function to add some numbers or multiply some numbers or something like that. Tinker around with it, write your function, and then we are about to get on to Unit 3 where we're going to learn some real coding.